O'Malley vs. Merab 2 has officially concluded, and this rematch didn't play out like their first encounter. Though the result remained the same, Merab Dvalishvili walked away with his hand raised again, this time with a decisive finish that showcased his dominance and left no questions. His performance was clinical, systematic, and brutally effective. Merab's journey to the top has been extraordinary. With wins over elite names like Marlon Moraes, Jose Aldo, Petr Yan, Henry Cejudo, and now 2 victories over Sean O'Malley, along with a win against Umar Nurmagomedov, his resume continues to grow. What makes Merab so dangerous is his unmatched cardio, constant pressure, and unconventional but effective striking. Everything he does is designed to wear down his opponents, and in this fight, he once again proved that he's operating on a different level. This rematch was seen by many as controversial, since O'Malley hadn't fought anyone since their first bout. Despite the criticism, the fight was booked. O'Malley claimed he had made big adjustments, took his training seriously, and came back more focused than ever. In the first round, there were some signs of improvement. He threw more, landed a few clean shots, and looked more active, but that didn't last long. As the fight progressed, Merab amped up the pace. He pushed O'Malley backward, pinned him against the cage, and started chaining takedowns. O'Malley initially did well in defending them, but Merab's persistence was relentless. He didn't need to succeed right away, he just kept coming. And by the second round, the momentum had clearly shifted. Although O'Malley showed better takedown defense compared to their first fight, it came at the cost of absorbing more damage on the feet. He was more active, but never took control. In the third round, everything fell apart. Merab lifted him, slammed him down, and hunted for submissions, something rarely seen from him. He typically prefers control and ground and pound, but this time he pursued a finish and locked in a tight Darce choke that forced O'Malley to tap. It was a crushing end to a rematch many felt O'Malley hadn't earned. Merab didn't just win, he destroyed the narrative that the first fight had been a fluke or needed clarification. His endurance, his power, and his strategy overwhelmed O'Malley completely. The psychological impact on O'Malley must be massive. Losing once to a dominant champion is tough. Losing twice to the same opponent, especially in a more brutal way the second time, is devastating. He had cut out distractions, skipped the usual media rounds, and looked physically prepared. He even chose not to dye his hair, indicating a serious mindset. Yet it still wasn't enough. This time he didn't just lose, he was submitted. Now, questions arise about what's next for both fighters. For Merab, the options are narrowing. He has already beaten most top contenders. A fight with Corey Sandhagen appears to be on the horizon. Sandhagen is on a winning streak, defeating tough names like Davison Figueiredo and Song Yadong. Though he lost to Umar recently, he would still offer a fresh challenge to Merab, who's beginning to lap the division. As for Umar Nurmagomedov, some fans have called for a rematch, but with the first fight being so close and the criticism that he didn't deserve the initial shot, it might take another strong win or two to earn another title opportunity. Merab is now on a 13-fight win streak. His recent performance addressed one of the few criticisms fans had, that he couldn't finish fights. Submitting O'Malley proved he's evolving and still adding new weapons to his game. It's becoming increasingly difficult to imagine anyone in the bantamweight division taking that belt from him. For O'Malley, the future is uncertain. He's young and still has time to rebuild, but climbing back up won't be easy. He has talked about fighting into his late 30s, but the road will be long and grueling. The division is stacked with elite wrestlers, and his style doesn't match up well with many of them. He still has the name value and fan base that could keep him relevant. But after being finished in a title rematch, he'll likely need to earn his way back to the top the hard way. The UFC had fast-tracked him into this rematch without any tune-up fights or other victories in between. That strategy clearly backfired. He healed from injuries, stayed inactive, and came straight back into a title fight while Merab was smashing through the rest of the division. It was a gamble, and it failed. Still, potential matchups remain. A rematch with Petr Yan is a logical choice and could headline a card, especially if Yan wins his upcoming fight against Marcus McGee. That would give both fighters a meaningful matchup with a chance to reestablish themselves. There's also Umar Nurmagomedov waiting in the wings, though that would be a highly risky fight for O'Malley to take while trying to rebuild. O'Malley's star power means he'll continue to get opportunities, but the days of easy paths to the title may be over. He looked crushed after the loss, and understandably so. Losing your belt and then being finished by the same opponent in a rematch is a hard pill to swallow. It's clear he understands that reclaiming the title will now require real effort and time. Even though the UFC had tried to pave a smooth road for him, the dominance of Merab Dvalishvili has made that road a dead end. There are now very few opponents left for Merab in the bantamweight division. He's cleaned out most of the top names, including O'Malley, twice. Only Corey Sandhagen and a few others remain as fresh faces. What comes next for O'Malley is unclear. He may choose to remain in the division and rebuild fight by fight. Or he might follow the path of his former rival Aljamain Sterling and move up to featherweight. Sterling is now ranked in the featherweight top 10 and climbing fast. Planning the same transition? That remains to be seen. Coming back from a loss like this isn't impossible, but it's rare. Very few fighters lose twice to the same opponent and still manage to claw their way back to the top, especially when the second loss is even more brutal than the first. There's emotional trauma, there's doubt, there's pressure from fans, from the media, and from within. O'Malley is no longer the undefeated prodigy. He's a fallen champion with something to prove, and the clock is ticking. For Merab Dvalishvili, things couldn't look more different. His future is wide open and almost entirely in his control. He's undefeated in his last dozen fights. He's taken out former champions, top contenders, and rising stars. And he's done it all with a style that no one can seem to figure out. Relentless pressure, smothering pace, unshakable cardio. He doesn't stop. That's why they call him the Machine. But even machines break. Somewhere out there, someone may hold the key to stopping him. Maybe it's Corey Sandhagen with his creative striking and sharp footwork. Maybe it's a dark horse in the division who rises unexpectedly. Or maybe, just maybe, O'Malley finds the strength, the patience, and the right path to earn a third fight and writes a different ending. For now, that feels far away. What's immediate is the pain of defeat, the silence of the belt being gone, and the loud questions about what comes next. Will O'Malley rise again, stronger than ever? Or will this be the start of his slow fade from title contention into being just another name? The next few choices will define the rest of his career. Let us know in the comments what you think is next for both fighters. What's the right fight for O'Malley now? Can anyone stop Merab's reign at the top of the bantamweight division? Or are we witnessing the rise of the most dominant bantamweight champion the UFC has ever seen?